You know, R2, it would actually be helpful if you would move around and actually go to zap the other droids with your probe instead of just standing there lazily. Move your lazy droid butt and actually help me, please. LEGO Star Wars the video game, the first of many in a series that began in 2005, a game where you can just shoot droids, wield a lightsaber, or this. But like the phone guy from Five Nights at Freddy's says,
no new system is without its kinks.
So I decided it would be fun to record and show some kinks I've found over the years. Hello my friends and welcome to the glitches of LEGO Star Wars the video game. Now, while most of the glitches in this video are pretty minor, there are some that are just downright game-breaking. But before we get those glitches started, I wanted to say something. Many Star Wars fans will point out that Gonk Droid is the most powerful character in the game, and I don't disagree. But, more than any other, there is one character that receives little to no attention from players. That character is Gonk Droid's right-hand man, PK Droid. PK Droid may not be as popular, as powerful, as cool, or have as much screen time in the movies as Gonk Droid did, but in my eyes he's like Luigi to Mario, underrated. He doesn't deserve to be alone or ignored by his peers. Please, next time you play LEGO Star Wars, show PK Droid some love. Anyways, without further ado, let's get into the glitches. To kick things off, I thought I'd begin with some glitches that mainly occur in Dexter's diner. A lot of the time you're farming for studs, they'll fly right through the wall. However, seeing as this was TT Games' first time making a LEGO game, something like this was bound to happen, and it doesn't happen terribly often. Another stud-related glitch actually happens when you pick up a certain blue stud. Most of the time it sounds like this. But when you pick up the blue stud that falls out of this pot, it makes a more distorted sound. This next one isn't much of a glitch, but when you destroy the pillars outside of the diner, the weirdest objects fly out, like this bike. The developers probably accidentally left these in when they were first testing out flying particles in the game. Or maybe it was left in because someone thought it was funny for a whole bike to fly out. Who knows? So I'm sure many of you have played the complete saga and recognize the death sounds, but some of the death sounds in this game are much higher than they were in the complete saga. Specifically Obi-Wan's, Anakin's, Padme's, and Qui-Gon's. Now that we've covered those, why don't we move on to some Phantom Menace related glitches? Not really much of a glitch, but as some of you may or may not know, the first LEGO games consisted of only mumbles and no dialogue. Or did they? That's right. In the negotiations level, after you force push the door open, you can hear a droid voice speaking real words. I think it's pretty obvious that the developers originally planned on having actual voice lines for the game, but decided to go with mumbles instead, and that in the process of changing the game to mumble only, they forgot to remove this line. Something similar actually happened with one of C-3PO's death sounds. One of his death sounds consists of him also speaking real words. It's a well-known fact that when you play as a non-combat droid in LEGO Star Wars, enemies won't attack you. But if you play as a non-combat droid in this section of the negotiations level, the battle droids will actually follow you around. Huh, I guess I was wrong about PK Droid not being popular. Look how much of a leader he is among the battle droids. Look at how the battle droids are so willing to put themselves in harm's way to protect him. See, I was right. PK Droid does deserve more love than he receives. In the Escape from Naboo level, after you destroy one of the domes in the final section, a small gray ball is seen floating in the air. I think it's obvious that it's from the dome, but I guess the developers forgot to program it to go away once the dome disappeared. In the intro to this video, I'm sure you all saw the weird Droideka glitch, but that glitch sometimes happens at different points in the level where you encounter Droidekas, but I strangely don't see the glitch happen in any other levels. Later in the same level, Retake Theed Palace, when you have to get Padme and Panaka to use the red grapple circle, they always have to run around it a couple times before heading up to the pressure plates. In the final section of the level, after you rescue all the pilots from the battle droids, the astromech panel will rise up from the floor and make a whirring sound. But then a few seconds later, the whirring sound repeats. In the Darth Maul level, there's a section where you use the Force to move the platforms out so you can jump on them. But if one platform is already out and you use the Force on the other one and the first one moves back into the wall, the game forces you to let go of the second platform. But now I think it's time we covered some Attack of the Clones glitches, starting with some Jango Fett related ones. For some strange reason, in this game, Jango Fett is a much faster runner than the rest of the characters. It might be because the developers wanted him to be faster than Obi-Wan when you chase him in the Discovery on Camino level, but the world may never know. One thing you may notice about Jango Fett as well is that whenever he's hovering, he always has his dual blasters out. But if you're patient enough, you can actually trigger a glitch where his blasters aren't out when he's hovering. But keep in mind that when you stop hovering and start hovering again, he'll automatically take out his blasters and you won't be able to put them away until you're done hovering. Also, I just want to say that I recorded that last line in one take and it lined up so perfectly with him putting away his blasters, and I am so happy about that. Another Jango Fett glitch sometimes happens during his boss fights. When you deflect his blaster bolts back at him, he'll sometimes spin around before going back to shooting you. Here's an interesting glitch, even though it's not Jango Fett related. In the droid factory level, when you enter this tube, lightsaber blades will disappear completely. Blaster bolts do the same if you shoot while in the tube. This next glitch is a bit different since it happens during a cutscene. In the outro of Jedi Battle, Obi-Wan has a green lightsaber and Anakin has a blue one. This is probably a reference to how they're both given random lightsabers in the movie. Plus, their sabers don't even follow them as they get into Yoda's gunship. I feel a little dumb for saying this, but those are the only Attack of the Clones glitches I found, so I guess it's time to move on to Revenge of the Sith. So to start out, as you fly through the Venator cruiser in the Battle over Coruscant level, you don't fly very fast, but if you die before getting to the next section, you have to fly through the Venator again. Except you fly faster than before. In this section of Chancellor in Peril, after you blow up the ceiling and head into the next area, there should be a wipe transition, but there isn't. Then this happens if you try to go back. Yeah. Also, when I was recording some more B-roll for this video, I actually discovered another glitch. Since I was playing with music off for copyright reasons, I discovered that the music will still play in the section where you run away from the elevator. I actually forgot about this one glitch that has to do with Super Battle Droid. You all know that if you press the attack button while you're playing as him, he'll move his arm to attack position, right? Well, if you press it while he's running around, his arm does this. And then if you stop and start running again, his arm will stay up. And now, it's time to move on to the two most game-breaking glitches in this game. So I initially thought I'd be able to trigger this glitch right away, since it happens almost every time I play this section of Chancellor in Peril, but I think I killed Grievous's bodyguards too quick, so the glitch didn't work, and I had to re-record it. Anyways, you see those waves that always follow the swinging of the lightsaber? Well, in this section where you fight the Magna Guards, something happens to them. Here, you can see them start to glitch out. But then they disappear altogether, and they don't reappear until you completely restart the game. In fact, a lot of the other clips you see in this video were recorded after this one, and you can see that there are no waves following the lightsabers. The second most game-breaking glitch happens in the General Grievous level. Normally what you're supposed to do is jump on the platform and shoot the bomb, which I somehow had a ton of trouble doing. Finally. And then you're supposed to jump down, hit Grievous a couple times, and make him jump to the cliff again, and then use the Force on the bomb and shoot it to damage Grievous and make him jump down again. But to glitch the fight, what you do instead of going down to Grievous after blowing up the platform bomb, as I'll call it, You go up to the next bomb early, use the force on it, and blow it up. Then go down, hit him a couple times, and then when he goes up to the cliff, the game will automatically damage him since you already blew up the bomb, and he'll come right back down. Also, another glitch I noticed while I was recording this one is when you hit him to make him go up to the cliff, the game doesn't actually take away his heart. At the end of the Ruin of the Jedi level, you can actually see the Shaak Ti hologram, which isn't in story mode. And now, how about we move on to some A New Hope related glitches. If you move Princess Leia up close to the camera and are patient enough to wait for this glitch, you'll see her face fly off of her head. Similar to how Mario becomes low poly if he goes too far from the camera in Mario 64, if you move too far from the camera as the Stormtrooper, his hips, as some LEGO games call it, turn from black to white. And finally, you know that in this game you can run, tiptoe, and walk, but you can also skip. For some reason, when you hold the left stick forward just enough, your character will constantly switch between walking and running, making it look like your character is skipping. Well, those are all the glitches that I could think of that I've seen in this game over the 17 years that I've been playing it. Well, there is one, but it actually involves music, which I can't play because it's copyrighted. So I can't really do anything about that. Anyways, if there are any other glitches that you know about in this game, maybe let me know in the comments and I'll probably make a separate video about them if I get enough. And if you really enjoyed this video and you want to see me make more glitch videos, let me know and I'll look through some other games and I'll see what glitches I can find in those games. Anyways, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Stay tuned, drink some water, and I will see you in the next video.